Chapter 11. Motion and Time. Quick field focus. Slow and fast motion. Measurement of time. Unit of time. Speed. Uniform and non-uniform motion. Measuring speed. Distance time graph. You have learned in previous classes about motion and its types. Motion is the change in position of a body with respect of time. For example, a train, bus or car which is changing its position continuously is said to be in motion. Now, let us understand slow and fast motion of a body. Slow and fast motion. Every day you see vehicles moving on roads. Some of them are moving fast like cars, scooter, buses, motorbikes etc., while others are moving slow such as cycle. Sometimes, it becomes easy to compare which of the two cars or buses are moving faster if they are moving in the same direction. For example, while traveling in a bus or a car, you can compare which vehicle is moving faster or which one is moving slower. You can classify some motions as fast or slow without comparing their motion with other things. For example, an ant moving on a ground is said to be in slow motion while an aeroplane flying in the sky is said to be in fast motion. The distance which an object covers in a given interval of time enables us to know whether the object is moving fast or slow. Thus you can classify the motion of an ant as slow while that of aeroplane as fast. Movement of an object as faster or slower is of great importance in our everyday life. To find out the object is moving faster or slower, we have to measure the distance traveled by the object with respect to time. Let us discuss in detail. Measurement of time. Every day you reach your school on time. You eat lunch and dinner at a fixed time. You perform many such activities at proper times. So, an accurate measurement of time is necessary. You look at the clock or watch several times during the day to know the time. Can you tell what time of the day is it without looking at the clock? You can probably have an idea about the time, but it cannot be exact. In olden days, people used to measure time with the help of natural events, like sunrise, sunset etc., since they occurred at regular intervals of time. Later, people estimated time by the length of shadows. Sundial was used by people in ancient times to measure the time shorter than a day. A sundial works on the principle that the position and the length of the shadow cast by an object changes with position of the sun in the sky. The decrease and increase in the length of the shadow of the gnomon in the sundial was used to measure time. Gnomon is a triangular metallic plate fitted in the sundial. Sundials can still be seen at ancient and medieval monuments, like the one at Jantar Mantar in New Delhi. People also used candle clocks and sand clocks or hourglass to measure time. Activity 1. To observe the length of the shadow of a stick during different times in the day. In the morning at about 7 am, take a long stick and fix it in the open ground, away from trees and buildings. Use a measuring tape to measure the length of its shadow at different times of the day: 7 am, 9 am, 10 am, 12 noon, 2 pm, 5 pm. You will observe that the length of the shadow was the longest in early morning and in evening, while it is the shortest at noon when the sun shines overhead. The sand clock works on the principle that a fixed amount of sand takes a constant time to fall from the upper chamber to the lower chamber. This constant time is called an hour. It is for this reason that a sand clock is also called hourglass. Pendulum clock is also used to measure time. Galileo Galilei discovered that the Swinging pendulum takes a fixed time to complete one oscillation. The to and fro movement of the swinging pendulum is called oscillation. A simple pendulum has a small metallic ball, bob, that is suspended from a rigid support by a thread. When the metal bob is at rest at position O, it is said to be in its mean position. When the bob is displaced slightly and released, it begins to oscillate, moving to and fro, from position O to A and then from A to B and again back from B to O. The bob is said to complete one oscillation when it moves from A to B and comes back to position A. The time taken for the pendulum to complete one oscillation is called its time period. Activity 2. To make a simple pendulum and to find its time period. Take a strong string about 25 centimeters long and hang a weight, such as a ball at one end. Tie the other end of the string to a hook. Let the pendulum come at rest, i.e., in its mean position. Now, displace the ball by getting it to the right or left side and release it. Count the time taken by pendulum to complete 10 oscillations with help of a stopwatch. Repeat the experiment at least 4 times. Serial number. Time taken for 10 oscillations, T. Time period for one oscillation, T, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. You will find that the pendulum of about 25 centimeters length takes exactly 1 second to complete one oscillation. It is interesting to know that the time period increases or decreases which depends on the length of the string. A pendulum clock swings continuously due to a wound spring that controls the movement of the hands of a clock. Short intervals of time are measured by using stopwatches and stop clocks. Nowadays, digital clocks and watches use a vibratory quartz crystal to measure time, which is comparatively more accurate. Units of time. The SI unit of time is second. 1 minute equals 60 seconds. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. 1 day equals 24 hours. 1 day equals 24 times 60 times 60 equals 86,400 seconds. 1 year equals 365 days. 1 second equals 186,400 of a day. These units of time are used according to the requirement. Your age is expressed in years, time of the day is expressed in hours or minutes. Try these. Write true or false. 1. Short distances are measured using wristwatches. 2. The SI unit of time is second. 3. During earlier times, people used digital watches. 4. In one day there are 86,400 seconds. 5. The time taken by the pendulum to complete one oscillation is called its time period. Speed. Speed is the distance covered by an object in unit time. It means that slow-moving objects move at lower speed and fast-moving objects move at higher speed. Speed of an object can be calculated by the formula given below. Speed equals total distance covered divided by total time taken. Let us consider that a car covers a distance of 150 kilometers in 2 hours. So speed of the car is calculated as speed equals 150 km divided by 2 hours equals 75 km per hour. It means that the car is moving with the speed of 75 km per hour. But it is also a fact that during the 2 hours of traveling, the car may have moved slower than 75 km per hour for some time or moved faster than 75 km per hour for some time. So, without taking in account that it has moved faster or slower, we consider it moving with constant speed and use the term average speed instead of speed. Thus, now you can understand that the distance between Delhi to Chennai is covered much faster by average speed, s, equals total distance covered, d, is divided by total time taken, t, or s equals d divided by t aeroplane than by a train. Thus is because the speed of an aeroplane is much more than a train. In the same way, you can reach faster to school by bus than on a bicycle because the speed of bus is more than a bicycle. Uniform and non-uniform motion. A body is said to be in uniform motion if it is moving along a straight line and covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. For example, a car moving at a constant speed of 60 km per hour covers equal distance of 60 km in every 1 hour, 30 km in every half an hour. Thus, the car is in uniform motion. A real-life example of uniform motion is a car moving on a clear highway with a constant speed. A body is said to be in non-uniform motion if its moving is along a straight line and covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. For example, a car moving on a busy road shows non-uniform motion. Activity 1. To find the speed of a moving ball. Take a ball and push it on the ground from a point P. Mark another point Q at a distance of 20 meters from P on the ground. Let the ball to roll down from P to Q. Note the time taken with the help of a stopwatch. Now change the position of point Q and repeat the experiment 4 and 5 times and fill in the table given below. Serial number. Distance traveled by the ball. Time taken to cover this distance. Speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Measurement of speed. You can see an instrument called speedometer which indicates the speed of the vehicle in km per hour. An odometer is an instrument that shows the distance traveled by the vehicle in kilometers. The SL unit of distance or length is meter, m, and time is second, s. So the unit of speed is meter per second or meter per second. If the distance covered is very large, the unit used is kilometer per hour or kilometer per hour. Example 1. Calculate the speed of a car that covers a distance of 200 meters in 40 seconds. Solution. Distance traveled by the bus equals 200 meters. Time taken equals 40 seconds. Speed equals distance traveled divided by time taken equals 200 divided by 40 equals 5 meters per second. Example 2. The distance between Delhi and Jaipur is 450 kilometers. How much time will a bus take to cover the distance at an average speed of 50 kilometers per hour? Solution. Distance between Delhi and Jaipur equals 450 kilometers. Average speed equals 50 kilometers per hour. Speed equals distance divided by time. Or time equals distance divided by speed. Thus, time equals 450 kilometers divided by 50 kilometers per hour equals 9 hours. Example 3. A car moving at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour takes 6 hours to reach its destination. Find the distance covered by the car. Solution. Speed equals distance divided by time. Distance equals speed multiplied by time. Thus, distance equals 60 kilometers per hour multiplied by 6 hours equals 360 kilometers. Distance time graph. A distance time graph shows how the distance traveled by a moving object changes with time. Distance time graph can be plotted on a graph paper as explained below. A graph has two axes or lines perpendicular to each other. The horizontal line called the x-axis represents time. The vertical line called y-axis represents distance. The point of intersection of the two axes is called origin. Distance-time graph for uniform motion objects. The given table shows the distance covered by a moving car. To represent the given data on suitable axes of the graph, mention the units and the scale. For x-axis, 1 cm equals 4 seconds. For y-axis, 1 cm equals 5 meter. Mark the values for time and distance on the respective axes according to the scale chosen. Join all the marked points with a pencil extending the line to 0 second and 0 distance, that is point O. You will observe that the distance-time graph of a body moving in uniform motion is always a straight line as shown in graph. Distance-time graph for uniform motion of a car. Speed of the moving object can also be calculated using the distance-time graph. For this we have to draw perpendiculars from a point, say P, on the line joining the points to both the axes, as shown in graph. The point at which the perpendiculars meet the axes gives the corresponding values of distance and time. By using this, the speed of the car in the given example comes out to be speed equals 20 m per 16 equals 1.25 meters per second. Distance-time graph for a body in non-uniform motion. Let us suppose a car is in non-uniform motion. It covers a distance of 10 meters in first 2 seconds, 6 meters in the next 2 seconds, 8 meters in the next 2 seconds and 4 meters in next 2 seconds. Plot the distance-time graph between these. You will find that a straight line is not obtained on joining the points as you have done in earlier case. It shows that the body is moving with non-uniform speed. Similarly, when the object is at rest, the distance-time graph is a straight line parallel to the x-axis or time axis. Some points to be kept in mind while choosing the suitable scale for drawing a graph. Choose a scale so as to utilize the maximum part of the graph paper. Keep in mind the difference between the highest and lowest values of each quantity. Keep in mind intermediate values of each quantity, so that the scale chosen is convenient to mark the values on the graph. Try these. Circle the correct word to make the sentences correct. 1. A body is said to be in uniform, non-uniform motion if it covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. 2. A speedometer, odometer indicates the speed of a vehicle. 3. When an object is at rest, the distance-time graph is a straight, curved line. 4. In a distance-time graph, the x-axis, y-axis represents time. Quick recap. The change in position of the body with respect to time is called motion. Speed is the distance covered by a body in unit time. A body may move slow or fast. The SI unit of speed is meter per second. During olden days, sand clocks, sundials and pendulums were used to measure time. A body can move in uniform or non-uniform motion. A pendulum consists of a metal bob tied to an unstretchable string at one end. The distance-time graph of a body moving in uniform motion is a straight line, while that of a body moving in non-uniform motion is a curved line. In ancient times, people used sand clocks to measure time. Digital watches and clocks are used nowadays to measure time. The SI unit of time is second.